You just found the most downloaded fitness, health, and entertainment podcast. This is Mind Pump. Today we had on Phil Vella. He runs a company, a hormone and peptide company called Vita Bella, and he reveals the truth about that entire industry. It's going to blow your mind. The overcharge that they do for peptides is wild. The quality control, terrible. This guy owns a company, breaks it down with full disclosure. He's honest about the whole thing. In fact, we partnered with him. That's how much we liked him. So we know you're going to love this episode. It'll blow your mind. Anyway, if you're interested in hormone therapy, peptide therapy, you want the best prices, you don't want to work with salespeople, you only want to work with doctors, go with them. Go to mphormones.com. That's where you get hooked up. Phil, I'm glad you're here, dude.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got you here, dude.
Yeah.
Awesome. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Good. So, all right, short intro. Tell people who you are, what you do. Because I met you the first time. We were at the Peptide Congress.
Yeah.
That's when we ran into each other.
Yeah.
And, we hit it off a little bit. So what do you do?
So I'm the CEO of Vita Bella Health. We're a 40-state health and wellness company, peptides, hormones, everything. We're the disruptor in the industry. I've got a bunch of other businesses that I own, but by far, this is the sexiest and the funnest thing that I've ever done in my life.
Right. That's crazy for me to hear that because it reminds me a little bit of what it was like for medical marijuana days. I don't know if you remember when that hit. I was a part of that. And it's like every week, new legislation, different state laws. You got big pharma trying to lobby against you. And so it feels like it would be a shitstorm to try and run.
Yeah.
So explain the excitement or the attitude that you have towards that, because it gave me a headache.
I'll just say it straight as if I could do any other business again, it wouldn't be this business.
Okay.
Let me be very clear. It wouldn't be this business. However, now that I've already done it and I'm in it and I've got all the licenses, the DEAs, the stupid amount of paperwork, all the red tape to get through and be successful, it's that hard to do it. So it's that easy to succeed once you've done it.
Oh, I see.
So it's so hard to penetrate and understand all of these laws. It really is. And every day, you're right, the peptide laws change, and all of a sudden you're like, hey, you can't ship in clomiphene just to the state of Colorado.
Yes.
Now it's this one, and you're like, you can't advertise Viagra in South Carolina, but everything else is okay.
Yep.
And so the laws change on a consistent basis. They're going to continue to change. The pharmacopoeia, everybody. But the excitement comes from, truly, the text messages that I get of people like, dude, you don't understand. You don't understand. She said yes. Dude, you don't understand. I got a promotion, the energy, my kids, my parents, like the feedback that I get from patients. It's addictive. It is, I tell people this, it's fucking narcissism. It is, it's narcissism. I'm just like, I did that. I did that. His life would have never been the same.
Yeah.
So like, he's on a trajectory, he's 300 pounds. All of a sudden, he's 210, shredded. No girl ever talked to him in his life. Now the guy's walking out, picking up girls, has an amazing business. I mean, I told this story the other day. This one of our patients. Guy was broke, couldn't afford his meds. Now he's making like $500,000 a month.
Wow.
Killing the game.
Wow.
Guy's got a baby on the way, a fiance that it would have been impossible to get back in the day. But yeah, I mean, it's...
Wow.
So you're obviously a serial entrepreneur. Give me a little bit of a rundown of what you did kind of before and then what got you to dip into this space.
I've always been in tech, welcome home in San Jose. I was the godfather of Cisco Software Division, employee number one.
Oh, wow.
No way. Really?
I was, yes.
No kidding.
Yeah, I went in $0 and when I first started the division, and I left at about $5.5 billion in 2019. Today, the division's doing about $22 billion, so that's where I first came up. I know everybody really well here. Chuck Robbins, who's the current CEO, he did my engagement. John Chambers did my engagement. I know all the boys at Cisco. But yeah, I came up in tech. And prior to that, I had tech companies. But I came in through tech to Cisco through a WebEx acquisition in 2007. Crushed it at Cisco. 2019, became a full-time single dad and walked in, shucked my computer. And I'm like, I don't know what God has planned for me, but she's not going to grow up with a nanny. Mm-hmm. And that's what happened.
Wow.
And then my daughter sat me down one day. Her name's Mia Bella, my beautiful. And I said, what's the greatest job in the world? And she says, it's a doctor, Daddy. And I was like, well, the hell with me going to medical school. So that's not going to happen. She goes, they save lives. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. We're not saving lives then. I don't know what you want me to tell you. But we went through and I thought to myself, I had double spinal fusion. The doctor said 12 months to recover. I needed to be back in 90 days. Growth hormone, peptides, everything. He charged me crazy amounts of money. 22 grand, by the way, per month for the meds. Found out it was 2,200. And I'm like, fuck off. There's no way. And so I spent a lot of money putting that man out of business. So my daughter and me sat down one day and I was like, Daddy wants to go have doctors work for him. And she goes, that's even cooler. You mean to tell me we get to tell them who lives and who dies? This is amazing. I'm like, not exactly, but kind of. And she's like, let's do it. So Vita Bella means beautiful life, my beautiful, my daughter, or beautiful life, life is beautiful. And my daughter's like, let's call it Vita Bella. And so that's how we got into this particular space. But transitioning when you're at Cisco doing so many different businesses, I had so many different businesses to see and look at.
Yeah.
I got into restaurant industry. I got into AI industries. I got into software marketing automation industries. As investors, operators, then I realized I don't want to operate and do that. But this industry, the reward is like psychotic.
What skills do you think that you picked up from the other businesses that are most applicable to this one? Obviously Cisco, you see all these different businesses. Lots of them probably look very different. Tech you think is very different than peptide space, but obviously you picked up enough to go do very well at this. What skills do you think apply the most that you picked up? What were they?
Well, the first thing is we built the company 100% mimicked off of an enterprise license agreement in tech.
Okay, explain that.
Yeah, so enterprise license agreements is like Microsoft. They sell you OCS 365.
Yep.
So you get, Word, you get your Excel, you get Notes, you get everything that's included with OCS, email, all of it. So I thought to myself, how do I make like a SaaS instead of HaaS, healthcare as a service company? And that's what Vita Bella is. It's a service. It's a membership-driven company, very similar to like a software as a service company. You pay your monthly fee, you get access to your doctors, you get free injectable supplies, you get to treat all 8 categories, hormones, all the way down to skincare. So we have everything. That there's nothing excluded. If it treats narcissism, confidence, self-esteem, or ego, we prescribe it. It's literally what it is.
All things.
If you have any sickness whatsoever, please find another company.
Were you the first to do that in this space, to disrupt it like that? Was anybody else doing like a membership base like that?
Hone did a membership base, but it was like testosterone and like one other thing. But to do everything, first of all, we're still the only company that does what we do. 8 categories of treatment.
Yeah.
No one even has skincare. Like you've got Hims, hair loss. They've got sexual wellness.
They focus on one little.
Yeah, and so I'm like, by the way, it's not the smartest thing to do. Let me be very clear for those who are thinking about this.
Yeah.
It's not, going this broad is very hard because you're a jack of many trades instead of a master of one specifically. It's a little easier, but give people choice, give people options.
Yeah.
What's happened recently in this peptide space where the gray market, the research chemicals, they're selling out. They're trying to get out because something is coming along the pipelines that says you guys can't do that anymore. It has to be through prescription. What happened?
The FDA has patiently watched all of these companies market research-grade peptides to humans for human consumption. So on the bottles, it specifically says not for human consumption.
But we know who they're selling.
But we know who they're selling to. It literally says in the ads, the emails, the J. Campbell's, the Peptide Sciences, Swiss Chems. You can see it all. It's black and white. Mm-hmm. The problem is there's thousands of CDC cases of people getting very bad side effects. You're not under guidance. You have no medic. You're not looking at labs. You're looking at the catastrophic damage that's being done to specific individuals that do not know what these things do because, quite frankly, they're uneducated in the market. Right? We've seen people come in that are using GHRHs and GHRPs with PSAs of 20.
So those are growth hormone boosting peptides when they have a high, they got prostate enlargement and stuff going on there. Yeah. Which if you had a PSA of 20, it's like, we got to check you for cancer.
Correct.
The last thing you would do is boost growth hormone if you have cancer.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, so you're prescribing medications to people and they're taking dosages that no one has any idea. No one has any idea what they're actually taking and what the correct dose is. I mean, we've seen it's sick what we've seen. It's sick. And I'm like, and the guy goes, I'm feeling like my stomach, I've got a six pack, but now it's growing because your organs are growing, pal. Oh. Your organs are growing. You've got cardiomyopathy. You're literally not under guidance. Like how, and I said this on every podcast I've been on, how can you literally look directly in somebody's face or get on the phone with them and tell them what they should be doing when you haven't seen their labs, you don't know their health history, and you know nothing about them?
It's impossible.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, how do you feel good about yourself?
Mm-hmm. You and I text each other every once in a while, and you were like, just wait till I show you some of the test results of these gray mark. So I've been waiting. I didn't ask you. So what'd you guys do? Did you guys go and grab a bunch of gray market stuff and test it? Yeah. What'd you find?
So we took a whole bunch of peptides. And by the way, there's some good ones. I'm not going to lie. There's some good ones. But what I'm realizing is these companies are getting it from the same source. So if retatrutide tests perfectly on one, it's going to test perfectly on most of them.
Okay.
However, there's certain meds that people mislabel. So because they're getting them in clear vials, so you have to label them. So now you don't have any QC, quality control, meaning like your BPC 157 could be KPV, could be CJC. You don't know because they're just wrapping a label on site. What if they mix the box? What if they take that box, put it on another area? So 4 of the peptides that we tested, we don't even know what it is inside of them. So it came back NK, NK, not known. So
it said something, you tested for that.
We don't even know what's inside of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And then the purities all over the map. NAD of 23%, 78%, 91%, one of them 120% of what it said was supposed to be inside. So it's like 120 milligrams per. And you're like, what?
Wow.
And so, listen, the cost of quality peptides, the cost of real pharmaceutical licensed, inspected pharmacies that are prescribing, but like Vita Bella, they're not expensive. We make them expensive because of greedy, egotistical, capitalist pig fucks.
Hold on a second. Just to like that. I like that. So hold on a second. So because they're always saying, look, research chemical grade peptides, you'll save money because the stuff that comes out of the FDA approved labs so expensive, or pharma's too expensive. And you're saying that's not true. They're just marking them up like crazy.
What's it really cost? What's it cost to get Somorelin direct to the consumer? So I'll talk some prices here. Maybe it costs Somorelin for a bottle $70, $80 direct from the pharmacy to me. Okay. Right? I'm going to be this is going to be the most transparent stuff. I don't know what these cameras are. It's the most transparent conversation you're going to have today.
Okay.
Is let's say it costs me $70, $80, $90. I'll charge $190.
Okay.
$190. I'm making money.
Yeah.
But then you go to other companies, which I know of. They're in Scottsdale. Oof, I want to call them out so bad. So you got other companies that are charging $1,100 for Somorelin. And then they're giving you, by the way,
so their margin is 80 to 1,100.
And by the way, I'm talking about a 15 milligram vial of Somorelin. Not 2, 15. Yeah, I'm selling 15 milligram vials because they're not that expensive. And all those people that want to come and they're going to be like, oh, but you're still price gouging, making money. How fucking expensive do you think it is to be successful in this industry? I've got medical insurance, malpractice insurance. I've got EMR systems, portals, shit tons of documents, DEAs, licensing. Medical licensing in every single state is horrifically expensive. Each one of my providers, if I want to get them licensed in every single state, all in, thank God we're getting a little DEA help right now because you only need one DEA right now. But when you needed all the DEAs, it's $888 per DEA per state for one single doctor or one single nurse practitioner.
So hold on. So that's 880 times 50?
40 grand.
Per person.
Per person.
Wow.
Right? That's what it used to be. Now it's just 888. But then you look at all the medical licensing, 30 to 40 grand per practitioner if they want to be licensed in every state. That's just licensing.
And how many patients would one practitioner be able to work with?
You figure if they can, maybe 1,000-ish.
Okay. So you try to grow your company, you're going to have to add.
I have a ton. I just hired another 20 due to the fund that I think we'll be talking about very shortly.
All right,
let's get the cat out of it.
Let's go there for a second. Yeah. So what's going on? So we worked with.
I've had so many of these conversations, and everybody's been thanking us.
Yeah. So we worked with Transcend for a little while. They were one of the larger providers of peptides and hormones, and I'm not going to go into details, but let's just say they owe us a lot of money, and
They owe everyone.
They screwed. They did some bad stuff. Some really bad stuff. Lots of complaints coming, all that stuff. Yeah. We also have a brand new program launch, and because it's a new launch, it's half off. MAPS Grade 8, 1 lift a day, only 8 exercises. Simple, basic, super effective, 50% off. Plus, we're going to throw in the Grade 8 nutrition guide if you sign up within the launch period, which is right now. Go to mapsgrade8.com. That's mapsgrade8.com. Use the code LAUNCH. That gives you 50% off plus the free nutrition guide.
All right, real quick, if you love us like we love you, why not show it by rocking one of our shirts, hats, mugs, or training gear over at mypumpstore.com. I'm talking right now. Hit pause, head on over to mypumpstore.com. That's it. Enjoy the rest of the show.
What happened? What's happening with the industry, and what's this like? That's a big vacuum. They were a big company, big vacuum.
Transcend, I think, was one of the staples in the industry. They also were the largest overcharging company in the world. I've never seen prices like what they charge. They had salespeople that literally sold. We don't have even one salesperson in my company. It doesn't exist. It's you and the doctor. If you and the doctor don't decide on it, we're not pushing you meds. Period. It's you. So what happened is a couple things. One, they screwed over their pharmacy, so they lost Revive and some other things, owing them millions of dollars. And the second thing is they lost their what's called the PC group owner. For people who don't understand, it's the doctors, right? So Transcend is an MSO, which is a services organization. And then the medical group, the main doctor, won a lawsuit against Transcend to where Transcend couldn't contact patients anymore or do anything like that. And by the way, this is all public knowledge. Yeah. It's all out on the web. You guys can look up the cases. So Transcend essentially can't even fulfill pharmacy. They can't refund. They can't do anything. They can't talk to people right now. So
that's why they're ghosting everybody.
That's why they're ghosting everybody. Correct. And so it is fucking Christmas every day for people like us in this industry. Is Transcend had so many patients that didn't even know what they were paying, by the way. Yeah. And so I hired a number of the Transcend people. We got them down from Michigan down to Arizona. And we are onboarding a number of patients. By the way, my company has grown 300% in the last few weeks.
Whoa. Wow.
No
wonder you're smiling so much.
Yeah. So we are, and the patients are coming in, and literally I have so many cool things. I'll give you guys some of this content so you guys can like post, like these are like real text messages. We'll redact the names. And they're like, yeah, so I'm paying $5,000 a quarter for my tesamorelin treatment. One more time. 3 months of tesamorelin is $5,000. Yeah. And he's like, how much is it going to be with you guys? Because I want to keep the pricing the same. I was like, unfortunately, it's $900. We're not going to be able to get to the $5,000 mark. Oh, yeah. God. And so, and by the way, I'm making money at $900. But why? Why do you need to overcharge? Why do you need to do these things? It was crazy. But the big things with Transcend is I think they had the best education group. I'm going to give it to them. Like the customers that come to us and patients, they're educated. Yeah, because the salespeople.
Well, it's because they've been listening to a podcast for 10 years.
You guys for forever.
Who's been teaching them all about peptides for a long time. So they come in educated.
So literally I just get on the phone and they're like, yeah, I'll take BPC, I'll take tesamorelin, I'll take CJC. I want to do a tri-blend. Give me some different. That's like, and it's such, and I'm like, the average spend per patient is 220% up with new patients. And it's been the greatest thing that's ever happened to my company. And one, I couldn't be more thankful to all of you guys. I know they owe you guys money. I'm sure that we can figure out something for me to take over.
I think we're more.
I was waiting for this.
Less about
live negotiations, by the way.
Less about the money and the thing that, I've had, I think I'm up to 13 or 14 calls with other companies that have all been in bidding wars. And for me, it's less, it's a black eye for us. We built this not with the intent to sell peptides, supplements, or anything else like that. Like we're in the business of training clients, helping them with nutrition, getting them in good shape, changing their behaviors, healthy foods, that type of stuff. And yes, we have a large audience that loves all those things, and so it made sense to look for a company to partner with. But all those people have been dumped onto our lap. I mean, I've got a forum that's got 20,000 peptide users in it. Of our people, 20,000 that they just left out hanging, that are furious at us you know, and they have no idea how much money they owe us and how screwed we got out of the deal. And it's like, I mean, I'd love to refund all you people. I'll go bankrupt refunding all of you guys on what they owe you. And so for me, it's like, I'm so hesitant. And I also come from the medical marijuana space. So I did that for 3 years. And I know how difficult it is. A lot of patients don't know. They don't know the stress that you have to go through when legislation changed or now you can't do this. And it's like that delays sometimes prescriptions or so of that. And then people they don't get mad at you guys. They get mad at us because we're the ones who introduced that. And so it's been a massive headache for us. And I go back and forth on, do I even want to F with it? Because it's like, to risk another black eye on our company when that's not what we do. Yeah. Although I recognize that there's a massive amount of people that it changes their lives. And I use hormone replacement therapy and have for 15 plus years and know what it's been for me. And so, yeah, it's like this, it's an unfortunate challenge and position that we've been put in. And I'm not sure how we solve it yet. And so we've been really slow to decide on what we're going to do because there's not a lot.
I think you should hurry up. This is not an IQ test. We're the right company. Very simple. No, there's
so many bad actors in the space, which also reminds me of. And can you agree or not agree? I mean,
I think that's bad actors. That's very kind of you. Yeah. Bad actors is very kind. I think there's fucking pigs. Yeah. They are. There's people that are more worried about money. That's the one thing that's cool is I don't give a shit about money. I'll wear $20 t-shirts and sweaters all day long. I made the money. Yeah. I worked at Cisco. I did the thing, and now it's like my legacy to give back. I think one of the cool things about Vita Bella, and I'm gonna screw myself by saying this live on here because I know some jagoff Karen's gonna ruin this for me. But since we've opened the company, since the founding of the company, we're a 100% 5-star reviewed company. We don't have a single 4-star review.
Wow.
Not one. Period. Fact. And so another thing is everybody is quick to onboard you, right? They want to just get your money. They want to sell you. They want to get you in front of a doctor and spend like 5-10 minutes with you and get you what you want because that's what you want, order. And we force you to spend 45 minutes with a doc. Go through everything, really understand everything about yourself so that when you leave that phone call and you leave that conversation, that you're empowered. You truly understand what you're getting. And I think that's where we've lost medicine is one, doctors have become so quick to prescribe shit medicine. And more importantly, how many times we asked that you don't even know why you're taking something.
Yeah.
So you just take it. I take this pill once a day. Okay. And it'll make me feel better. No mechanism, know what it does, no explanation, no education. Yeah. Right. They don't have this for the normal when you're sick kind of group, right? There's no 3 guys sitting in a room. Let me tell you about what, that a Z-Pack does. Mm-hmm. Like there's no one doing that. So there's bad actors everywhere. I think that there are a lot of good people though too.
Yeah. Did Sal tell you the story on how we got to Transcend, how that happened?
I didn't.
So we originally started with Dr. Rand and his team.
Okay.
And a lot of respect for them.
Regenerative.
Yeah, regenerative. And they're a brick and mortar though. They're a small brick and mortar. Yeah. And that was the experience we had. Like every patient saw a doctor and got a meeting.
Excellent.
The problem was that because they were a small brick and mortar operation, they couldn't handle our volume. So again, I was getting all these complaints of, I can't get an appointment for 30 days. It's like, but the service was amazing. Anyone who did get in was just like, oh my God, their team was so great. They walked me through everything. Feel really like they weren't getting oversold. It was just amazing. And so the original problem we were trying to solve was not about the service side. It was now like, who can handle our volume?
Yeah.
And so I began hunting for, okay, who could handle our size? And at that time, I didn't know anybody else besides Transcend that could handle our sales volume. And so I was like, okay, let's do it. And it started off pretty good. We had a forum. We were making their doctor come in every single week and educate our audience that we were building and growing. And so the first year or so, when they were making hay and everything was great, it was not so bad. But then it quickly went downhill. It quickly turned into, it looked like a greedy thing of just selling them, no follow-up, no teaching them how to use it. It was just a mill that they were turning. And so we got in this predicament of like, we've had what amazing services like. Yeah. And I know how important that is. Yeah. But then we're also at this size where it's like we can't just go with a ma and pa who's going to handhold every single person, or they need to be at a size where they can talk to that many patients.
I think there's a blend where you can do both, right? And I don't even think I don't think you need to have VIP programs or any of that shit. I think you want that, go to Peter Attia. Go to one of those guys, right? Pay your $100,000. You want that type of service, pay for it. But if you're looking for really good service, really good prices, there's good companies out there that do it. I just think that they don't spend enough time actually caring about CS. Right? Coming from Cisco, we were paid on CSI, Customer Success Index. And so we need to make sure that people are happy. And you guys, by the way, on any company you guys go to, that's the true indication of success. Is, are people happy?
Yeah.
And because they're not going to leave you. By the way, no one leaves you really for price. And if they do, let them go.
Yeah.
Right? They leave you for two things. Results. Are they getting the results that they want? And when they call or email, do you pick up the phone? Mm-hmm. That's it. It's not hard to be successful. It's results and service. Are they getting their meds in a reasonable amount of time? We ship, when the minute you get off the phone, our average ship time is 48 to 72 hours the front door.
Wow. All 50 states?
40.
40 states.
I can't do business in California. Yeah, I can't.
Really?
There's no way. I can't do it.
This is the worst.
It is the most. We talk about laws. I'm out. I quit.
Yeah.
It's in my bylaws. Someone's going to have to redo my entire operating agreement.
Does that mean you don't service in California, or do they have to
do
mail
not
to
service
another
the state of California.
Okay.
Yeah. I may turn it on. I've been very big ego of I have such bad experience with the state, and it's just the legal system.
Yeah.
Right? You know, you show up, and I always say every day, it's not an IQ test. It's an IQ test in California. It is.
Well,
Like,
it's a smart strategy on your part, going back to if your metric is customer service and you know all the loopholes you have to go through in California and what a bitch it is, you're going to and someone else might be going, that's crazy, that's so much volume you're losing, but it's like, yeah, but I'm going to have so many headaches and so many disgruntled patients that have no idea that it's not my fault.
Correct.
It's all this bullshit loopholes that I have to do, and so it's probably
we had to get, because we live in California, obviously, they would ship our stuff to
Nevada.
a mailbox
somewhere
in
else.
Florida that would then we would forward all the way over here.
Yeah, and one, illegal as shit. But anyways, it's not that I don't want to do business. I don't want to do that. I don't want to suffer. I don't want patients to suffer. Why do you need to go? And then you have to set up that mailbox. You have to do all of those additional loopholes. Why? There's so much damn business in this country. Let someone else deal with that headache. And they can specialize in headaches. And the people who specialize in headaches make good money.
So what are the other ones? So you got 40. So what are the other states besides California that are paying?
Hawaii, Alaska, New Jersey, Kansas. They have CPOMs where you need to have separate. California requires a whole separate operating agreement, a whole separate company. Same thing with New Jersey, whole separate company. Same thing with Kansas.
So you'd have to
whole
start a
separate
whole
company.
other company over here.
It needs to be an entirely separate
That's crazy.
company. There's 3 states that require that. And then a couple of states that I'm just like, the volume is not there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
This is probably the only one that you would consider maybe building an operation over here.
it's the 4th largest economy in the world.
amazing.
I mean,
Sure.
it's
That's what I'm saying.
stupid of me to stay away from it. However, from an anxiety, sleeping really good at night and feeling amazing. Like when I wake up in the morning,
Reading
we still don't have
scores.
California. Amazing. I feel good about it.
We run a
Like,
business here. We know exactly what you're talking about, bro.
And so then the laws, I mean,
been rough.
It's crazy. So I love, by the way, I did business here for the better half of my life. And if I turned on California, me being Cisco royalty from back, I'd tripled, I'd probably 10x the company. But I'm not ready. I'm not ready to deal with laws yet. I'm not ready to deal with California yet. I will literally open up a separpt team to own and operate it because I'm going to need a separate pharmacy. So you can ship to California. You just need a separate pharmacy that's in California.
Got it.
There's a lot of little things that you need to do, and we've got it. I've got great guy. I was just on a podcast, Rick Nemi, shout out for God's Economy, and he's got a pharmacy here, and he's like, "What do you want me to do?" And I'm like, "I'm not ready, but when I'm ready, I'll absolutely turn it on." And so I think, and it's in discussion every day, because it's a big economy for us, but. Maybe in Q3 or Q4.
So explain to me, because I vaguely know the model.
Yeah.
And I love that you're like a disruptor in this space, because I think of ourselves as disruptors. How do the different tiers of memberships work, and what comes with that?
Yeah, it's a great question. One damn tier of membership.
Oh, that's it.
$129 a month.
Wait. Hold on. That can't cover skin.
Watch. Just watch. I got you.
Okay.
Watch this. Here we go. $129 a month.
Can't wait for this close.
$129. I'm going to give it to you straight, right? Ladies and gentlemen. So $129 a month. You only pay for your first doctor's visit, which is $99, 45-minute consult. 15 minutes, they review your labs. 15 minutes, they go over health history and goals. The last 15 minutes, they build a custom protocol.
Okay.
If you have labs in the last 6 months and they've got everything we need, we can use them.
Oh, wow.
If you don't have labs,
$250.
get ready. No. We give you a full $1,100 Quest Diagnostics 34 biomarker panel for $89.
Wow.
If you want to upgrade to full comprehensive, $189. That's getting you everything from your IGF-1 levels, D, everything.
Wow.
So you get that with us, and then what do you get? $129 a month. You get all of your ongoing quarterly doctor's visits included. You get your choice included in the package for $129 of injectable testosterone cypionate up to max dose, enclomiphene up to max dose, or B12 up to max dose. Weekly injections shipped automatic to your house.
So that comes with it.
Comes with it for $129. You get your testosterone included, $129. But here's where the clincher is. So you get the testosterone, you get everything. And by the way, we just did this. We just started and added in the meds recently. Prior to that, no meds included. What do you get? You get your doc visits, and then you get access to our war chest of medication when you're on the phone with the docs at wholesale pricing. And you get to treat everything from weight loss, hormone therapy, peptide therapy, skincare, anti-aging, injury and recovery, hair loss, you name it, the plethora gambit of narcissism and self-esteem.
Okay.
And your meds get shipped to your front door 48, 72 hours, 24 hours a day, 6-day-a-week clinical care team. At all times, we're online. Sunday is a day of God. He rested, and so do we.
So, let me get this clear then. So 129 is takes care of takes care of me. That's what I need to take.
Yeah.
But let's say I decide that I want to, I need BPC, I need something else. So then is it a la carte? Is that
It's all a la carte, non-subscription.
Okay.
You get to pick. We've got a patient portal. You can go on and click refill, click request meds. Very clean, very intuitive. Come from tech. It should be good. But yeah, you just go on and click what you want. We don't do BPC anymore. We moved over to PDA.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's
PDA?
very simple.
That's just a precursor to that, right?
No.
PDA is great. This is great for the pod.
Okay.
So PDA, we replace BPC
Is this
with
pentadecaarginate?
Yeah,
Okay.
pentadecaarginate.
Right?
No, it's the same thing. It's just attached to a different.
15, it's the same 15
molecule.
chain amino acid, except arginate at the end instead of acetate. And all the studies have shown better absorption, better half-life, better everything. And patients have loved it.
Yeah. I've used
So
both.
have I. Yeah, I have that.
Wow, that sounds so. What's cool about that? Because one of the things about this space is like what's going to happen in the future. Even though it's prescription peptides, the FDA and big pharma seem to be, they don't like the compound pharmacies. Mm-hmm. They don't like the compound pharmacies because they want their brand name. They want to be able to control things. And this all, of course, with the popularity, in my opinion, with the popularity of GLP-1s, this really pissed them off that, you go buy Ozempic, it costs this much, but you can go get semaglutide from a compound pharmacy for much less. Mm-hmm. But the way you've set up your company, it's very easy for you to sell this at some point because you've got monthly reoccurring revenue.
Yeah, it's a SaaS-based business.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
Is that so you've actually got an exit potentially, whereas a lot of these other companies, I'm like, how are you guys going to move? What are you going to show?
I'm a businessman.
Okay.
Absolutely. I'm a businessman at heart.
Okay.
And it is absolutely built for you to show your EBITDA and for you to show your growth and for you to have predictable revenue. It also allows me to continue to offer our price points the way that we do.
Yeah.
Is because I can predict revenue, which allows me to predict on the operating expenses.
That's right.
And I can grow. So I do not outgrow my membership just in basic OpEx. So I'll never have the problems that these other companies when they, when you get slow seasons, when you go into summer, people aren't ordering enough. Then you're going into because you get seasons within this industry.
Yeah, yours is consistent.
I'm a consistent industry as far as the membership is concerned. And then we offer the meds at crazy prices. I mean, for pharmaceutical FDA licensed and approved medications, there's nothing like the pricing. It doesn't exist.
Yeah. Wow. And what do you think about what I said about the future with big pharma trying to, is that a constant battle? Are you still able to do compounded GLPs or did they take those off?
Everything that's currently available is still available.
Okay.
I should say, let me rephrase that. Everything that was available is still currently available.
So tirzepatide, semaglutide.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought Eli Lilly and them shut that down. They're
No,
trying
actually
to.
Strive. So this is great. We guys can put this up here. Put the readout up. Is Strive sued Eli Lilly? Strive Pharmacy out of Arizona sued Eli Lilly. Won. So pardon me. Pause that. Eli Lilly and the pharmaceutical company sued Strive. Strive won. Now Strive is suing Eli Lilly and the other pharmaceutical company. They're going on the offense now.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah, this is huge news, by the way, for our industry.
Wow, this is massive.
Yeah. So it's a big news for our industry. They are actively suing Big Pharma for trying to mitigate the industry and trying to come down on compounding pharmacies because there is a need. There is a need for certain meds to be compounded. And if you have the right prescription and you have the right use cases.
In particular, GLP-1s, in my opinion. What we have found with GLP-1s is most these patients
Dosing.
our dosing is way too high.
Yeah, you get Ozempic
Almost
and
every
it's
single
preloaded.
we did a thing
Pens
last year
problem.
where and it was just for us for educational purposes. We took on 50 GLP-1 clients that the three of us met with them weekly and coached them through their weight loss journey. Almost every single one of them, their dosing was off, too high.
Too high. I can't eat.
Yeah, too high.
can't eat
Just
And you wonder why they become skinny fat.
right,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
like these people can't hit protein intake and lift weights like on like it's crazy, but they're getting these already preloaded. This is your dose, or a doctor starting them off at this super dose. So, yeah, that it's interesting that there's that the Eli Lilly and them even have a case because there's so many patients that we have seen that absolutely shouldn't even be at that dosage.
And by the way, the political climate, because I follow the space. It's like 1 second it looks good this way, then it looks that way. But the political climate seems favorable for you guys with RFK because he's pro compound pharmacies.
I see RFK all the time.
You do?
I do. Yeah, he works out of my gym in Arizona.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's pro like compound pharmacies. Like this is what we
He's
want.
pro compound pharmacy. He's pro mushroom. He's pro everything. Okay. Let me tell you. I can tell that. I bet you mushrooms get
Legalized?
approval before any peptide or anything else. I think that's number one. For him.
Yeah. I've seen.
Sorry, RFK.
Yeah, no, I've seen the studies on that with PTSD and all that stuff.
I would go back to your GLP-1 statement. I think it should be illegal to prescribe GLP-1s by themselves. I'm going to say what I said for everybody. It should be illegal to prescribe GLP-1s by themselves. Because one, you're dosing, so you're going to go catabolic. No matter what you do, you're going to go catabolic, period. You guys know that is true.
Yes.
You're going to go catabolic. You have to put some sort of GHRH and IGF, something else to pair it. You have to.
So you're putting some kind of an anabolic-like peptide in combination with
You have to. If you're a man, testosterone, right? If you're deficient, if you're younger, and clomiphene. And you have to give them. So how many people, like all these companies, they just prescribe the GLP-1. There's no nutrition, eat 1 gram,
nothing.
1 gram of protein. There's nothing.
No direction,
There's no
nothing.
workout regimen. There's no. What the fuck do you think is going to happen to you when you're not eating food, you're not lifting weight, and you're not getting your protein? Now and here's what happens is, and you guys know this is, then they become skinny fat or they lose their muscle. So when you could never get off your GLP-1.
Yeah.
Because if you did,
Destroy
you're
your
going to be
metabolism.
fatter than you were
yeah.
than before you started because your MBR is gone. Everything's gone.
Phil, people are going on them and getting osteopenia.
Yep.
Because of low calories. We worked with the group that we worked with. Phil, I'm telling this is 100%. There was one woman. There was more than one, but I remember this one woman who lost 80 pounds on a GLP-1, super low calories. She had 50 more pounds to go. She was eating under 1,000 calories a day and couldn't lose any more weight. Her metabolism had, that's it, plateau.
Flatline.
And she's like, what do I do? Do I up my dose? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
We're going to go down to 500 calories?
Yeah.
So we had to reverse diet her, which was very hard on the GLP-1, and we tried to talk to her about working with getting on a compounded one so she could adjust the dosage because she plateaued. You're also seeing that. You're seeing people lose a bunch of weight and then plateau because they lose so much muscle, metabolism goes in the tank, losing their hair. Like, you got to strength train. You can't eat too little. And I love what you said about combining, because you know that, by the way, the pharma industry agrees with you. So everybody listening right now, Phil's not like making some crazy statement. Right now, the pharma industry is investing massive R&D in myostatin inhibiting drugs and compounds to prevent the muscle loss. They know this.
MK677.
They know this.
Merck right now just has it clinical too.
Yeah, they know this. Yeah. So what you just said isn't like you didn't just invent. Like they know they're just not talking about it right now because they don't have their special drug yet ready to sell with the GLP-1. But they know this is a problem. So I agree with you 100%. Now this episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Kion. They make athletic supplements that are clean and effective. Clean because they're third-party tested. Effective because they only use ingredients that have been shown in studies to make a difference. This is a great place to buy creatine, a great place to buy essential amino acids, and more. And if you go through our link, you'll get 20% off. Go to getkion.com/mindpump. That's getkion.com/mindpump.
I fucking obsess on this industry every single day. I wake up, my first 2-3 hours of the day is reading. Okay. I just dive in and read. And the GLP-1 problem is massive. The biggest thing no one's talking about is they stick to their titration schedule. Everyone sticks to their, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go for. If you are continuously losing fucking weight, why are you going up in your dose?
Yeah.
If you're meeting your weight loss, why are you? Because your doctor said. That's another thing is medicine's 50% art, 50% science. I just launched an amazing comparison on this. I have identical twins. That means the exact same fucking DNA.
Okay.
They live together. They both play pickleball. They do the exact same thing. They're in the exact same consulting line of work. The identical medication dose for both. You would assume same DNA, same lifestyle. Yeah. It would work. Completely different.
Wow.
Results.
Wow.
So if two identical twins get completely different results, what the fuck is it going to be for you and me?
Right.
And so medicine's 50% art, 50% science. Even something can work amazing for you and different for you, Sal. And the reason why is because all of our bodies are different. They react differently. And so it's even when we prescribe and I'm like, it should work. Does it? And they're like, well, can you guarantee it works? No. But that's why we stick with you. And that's why any provider, they should meet with you on the quarterly basis. You have to have check-ins so that way you can adjust. Maybe this doesn't work. Maybe you get a better reaction here. Maybe at this dose, it's better for you. I don't know. Same thing with testosterone. We have guys that are like at 160, not going well. They go to like 120, 100. Not that I would ever personally go down, but they get better result. And he's like, now I feel my libido is better. And I'm like, your libido. It could be mental,
you're right.
But
you're 100%.
Works.
No, you're 100%. Yeah. With testosterone even, it's incredible, the difference. I have a buddy, fitness guy, works out, and he wanted to try what was considered somewhat of a microdose of tirzepatide. So it wasn't the full dose at all. Wanted to microdose it. Vomited for days. That's how sensitive he was. Whereas other people, you would give that to them.
Reaction, yeah.
That's what you have to do.
That happened to me too.
Yeah, on a microdose.
Did not sit well.
No. Whereas other people will take a full dose and then maybe I need more or whatever. There's a radical difference in variance with the GLP-1s. Radical. My wife, if I microdose her, we're talking about 5 units. 5 units on something where the normal full dose
20,
was like
150 units.
That's right. Yeah. And 5 units for her, sometimes we got to go down to 2 because she'll get a little bit of indigestion and nausea.
You can barely see that on the needle.
You're right. Yeah. She's very sensitive, whereas other people take more. So what you're saying is 100% correct.
It's a shame, honestly. The bad actors where you talk about like customer service, I'm more concerned with bad actors that are giving bad guidance.
Yeah.
Because who gives a shit about our industry and making money? I care about hurting people. Like that's ideally what these individuals are doing during this cash grab that's currently going on right now. You got influencers that could give 2 fucks about you.
Oh,
yeah.
They could give 2 fucks about you. All they want to do is clickbait you and let you run the bill as high as possible with their fucking user code.
Well, you know what a lot of people are getting their education from on peptides are these fitness freaks who take crazy amounts of steroids. And it's like, those are not the people you want to get advice from on peptides. They're taking grams of gear and other stuff.
How can you guys have had so many amazing people on this show, so this is going to be fucking horrible for me talking shit about them. How can the guys that come on here that are on 9 other things. Be like, this is the one. This is the one thing that changed. My whole, like when I took that, everything changed. It's not the combination of the other 9 things plus this one thing together that had the synergistic effect. You're going to narrow it down. That's why I look at like Johnson, and he's like, yeah, rapamycin, you know, I took it out. Dude, you're on 200 medications.
Oh, you're talking about that guy that says he wants to live to...
You're on 200. Listen, I'm good at math. I'm good at math, pal. There's no way in my right mind. He's like, yeah, we narrowed it down to that one pill. You narrowed it down.
Yeah.
Out of 200 medications to one pill.
Yeah. What do you think about the future of your industry? Is it because of the bad actors? You know what it reminds me of? The supplement industry does this to themselves all the time, where you'll get some third party, whatever, investigative, company will go out and take third party test supplements. Yeah. They always come back the same. 8 out of 10 of them didn't have what they said or had other stuff in them. And I'm always like, you guys you're gonna make yourself get regulated. It pisses me off.
We are regulated, by the way.
You are, but
research ain't, but we are.
Yes, you are regulated. But could you with these bad actors? Could you see how they could bring about the other regulation that makes it like no more compounding, no more?
I think there's no way. So
why?
I personally think there's no way our industry gets destroyed, and the reason why is there'll be a revolution like we've never seen before.
Yeah, there's too many people to help.
It's the first time ever that people have control of their health. Yeah. Think about this. It's the first time ever that people have preventative control of their health to where, PDA, BPC, like actually going in and seeing if it can happen naturally instead of forcing surgery. It's the first time that you can gain muscle and you can, TB4, TB1. There's so many different things that help out with immunity, and for you to come in and take that away, I think it won't get more regulated. I think Big Pharma is going to get more aggressive in creating their own lines.
Oh, I see.
Because you know why? They're missing out on the revenue.
Yeah.
And they'll find a way to make this. Truly, I think they're going to not only find their own lines, they're going to find a way to make this insurable.
By the way,
reimbursements.
For people listening right now, just so because I remember I asked this question, I asked Dr. Seeds this question, right? I love him, and he really explained it well. The difference between a drug and a peptide is a peptide your body already produces. Your body knows what to do with it. It recognizes it. A pharmaceutical drug is basically shoehorning a chemical to attach to receptors, and your body doesn't recognize it, and we hope it does this and not all this other stuff. When you take BPC or TB, your body makes it already. So what you're doing
on some of them, but yes. On some of them, yes. Okay. So there's 7,000 peptides in the human body. 7,000. Peptides are nothing more than short chains of amino acids, less than 50. More than 50, it's called a protein.
Okay.
Very simply. The great part about peptides is, imagine you look at a U.S. map. All the highways go somewhere. You want to go to L.A., take this highway. You want to go through Arizona, you take the 10, take the 17. Peptides are nothing more than messengers for the body. It tells you, it's like shooting a text message. Click, click, here. Okay. Slow down my digestion. Click, click, satiate me. Click, click, send a text message, pituitary gland, release growth hormone. They're natural to the body. A lot of them are natural, right, to the body. But peptides, because you're getting synthetic peptides a lot of times. Right. But BPC, no. But BPC is amazing. By the way, shout out to everybody that's taking BPC and taking PDA. There's 7,000 peptides. It's the only one you can't replicate. That 15-chain amino. There's so many GHRHs. There's so many different ones. It's the only one. That's why PDA, God forbid, like we get that taken away from us, we're going to be in big trouble. Yeah. But there's so many amazing peptides that can do amazing things, but they're just messengers. And people are afraid. Like it's cool to talk about. Like, peptides are still new. Is it? What's the first peptide? Insulin.
Yeah.
Saved what? Millions, if not tens, hundreds of millions of lives? It's 100 years ago. 100 years ago. We brought insulin to market, but like peptides are still new. You have to be careful. You know what we need to be careful of is taking chemicals and putting chemicals in our body that we have absolute no idea what it's going to happen from. Like giving yourself something that your body has and more of it. That's considered amazing.
Well, what worries me, because I remember when this happened, and maybe it's different now. Maybe what you're saying is, I agree with you, so it might be different. But I remember remember 2020, remember the craziness that happened there? Yeah. I remember during the COVID time, there was data showing that thymosin alpha might actually help with COVID. And suddenly, you couldn't get thymosin alpha. They made it, you could not sell it. So there's always a part of me that's a little bit like, oh man, when there's enough money, they'll find a way to, but you're saying the opposite. There's so much money in the way it is now, they're going to try and figure out how to get into the business.
There's an inflection point. This is great. There's an inflection point. This is the Kodak blockbuster inflection point. Is the world's changing.
Yeah.
The world is changing right now, and those who get behind it will flourish. Now, they're going to figure out dosing mechanisms because like Ozempic and these peptides, they're patenting the dosing. They're patenting the route of injection. They're patenting certain things that make it easier and that they can actually maintain a patent on so that they can make money. They're going to innovate at a speed that they never have before in this market. They're going to make compounds with pHs that actually can bind and bend together so that they can be injected to the body, the glows and everything else that everybody's using. They're going to find a way to do this fast. Like MK and all these. It's amazing that when MK went on the scheduled tour, the category 2 substance list,
what's
MK 677 in Butyl.
Oh, yeah. So that went schedule.
Yeah.
Is that why I can't get that?
Just wait.
Okay.
But yet Merck, I believe it's Merck, don't quote me, all of a sudden came out with no problem. We can move forward to phase 2. A week later, not like, you didn't even mask it. It went on the category 2, and then all of a sudden, don't worry about it. Everything was good, no problem. So in one hand, it's dangerous for you, and we don't have enough studies. But in the other hand, there were no problems with the study. Let's proceed to the advanced clinical phase. Like, think about that.
By the way, that was some strong stuff, man. I would take that and I would just get strong on that stuff. How did, who was it that you said sued Eli?
Strive Pharmacy.
Okay, so how are they able to do that? Is because I know like with certain compounds you can't patent because they're naturally occurring. How are they doing that?
Is it like a countersuit because they lost revenue when Lilly tried to sue?
Yeah, but
the countersuit that they're doing right now has to do with, and again, I'm not pulling up the studies here, but I believe it has something to do with the oppression that they're pushing down on compounding pharmacies and trying to make it hard to do business.
Right, you're hurting my business.
So they're
that's the point. They're just
they tried to. That Lilly tried to sue first, lost, and then that's them coming back and being like, "Now we're getting you for all the lost revenue for tarnishing our name." And
how did they win the lawsuit in the first place? Is it that you can't patent peptides because they're naturally occurring?
It's not that they couldn't patent. They said that they couldn't prescribe like tirzepatide and semaglutide. I forget what the med was, but they couldn't prescribe one of them, and they went to court and they said you can't stop them. And I believe that you guys got to look at the quote. Please, God, put the quote up on this damn video when you guys do it. The judge says, "Thank God for compounding pharmacies."
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
It was one of the most amazing.
Wow, that was
quotes.
The ruling.
Yeah, it was one of the most amazing quotes that I've seen out there. But yeah, it definitely was something to.
Well, to your point that we've reached this point where we can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
Sure.
Because for the first time in decades, we've actually slowed down the rate of obesity and we're actually reversing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we've been on the rise for
this is the
how many years? 50 plus years?
This is the first time a medical intervention
actually
for
working.
obesity used properly, all right, especially if you work with a trainer, eating protein, right dosing. It's the first time a medical intervention is actually make a big difference without also killing you.
Almost, it's borderline guaranteed. You can't stop it from working.
Have you seen that snack food companies are reporting losses? Airlines are going to start cutting prices because the people are not as heavy. They're talking about their low.
Or you even see the big shift. I've been talking about
Protein
this on the show. Because we know how important protein is. You're seeing fast food restaurants with a whole new high protein menu, options. And they're pushing that because they know that everybody's going to be on a GLP-1.
You have Hershey's and a couple of these companies that have hired doctors, functional medicine doctors, to lead them into the next phase. I know some of them. That have just been hired, getting paid $500,000 million a year to lead them into the next phase. I think the scary part, and this is really the scary part for me, is this is going to end up bankrupting the country. And I'm going to walk you through this. Is Ozempic and tirzepatide is going to end up bankrupting the United States? That's a crazy statement. How? is because the biggest issue we have with our funding right now is Social Security. People are going to live longer than they ever have in their life. They are. Is because you're managing their glucose, you're managing their sugar, insulin resistance. People are going to fundamentally live way longer than they ever have. Heart disease going down, diabetes going down.
Everything obesity
cancers.
related and blood sugar related.
And what's going to happen when all of a sudden the Social Security bill click, 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 click. We're already on the verge, right? We're 40 billion. I mean, it's going to bankrupt the country as we continue down this line. So they're going to figure that out.
They're going to have to.
Yeah.
You also have entire industries that are losing money because they are there to treat all of the nasty side effects of obesity and poor health, all the medications. And then, again, snack food companies are reporting losses. Clothing companies are changing how they purchase and make sizes. And so we're already seeing this being reported. Yeah. And we only have, I think the last time we looked, what percentage of Americans were on a GLP-1? Like 20%? That's going to go up to probably 3/4.
Well, where are they right now too with the oral options? Because I know that for sure is going to that's the last sort of barrier I see with,
They've got them.
Yeah.
We've got oral options. I mean, there's oral options available. The downside is our stomachs are so damn acidic. It breaks it down. So you got to take, I believe it's like a 2 Dr. Dan is our main guy on this. I think it's like a 2.8% bioavailability on the pill.
Nothing.
So you've got to take like 30 times the dose to get the absorption. It works, but
does it work as well when you get when people report back, or
people have reported back? I'm not the keen on this one, but people have reported back good. I just think that there's nothing like injectable anything. Like our stomachs are I use nasal, I use the troches. Listen, there's nothing better than injectable. The bioavailability is just so high, and so I mean I think that it's gonna be the game. But we don't even talk about the real side effects of these products. We talk about side effects all the times of GLP-1s and the blindness to this. What about like evisceration of heart disease, diabetes, cancers? All of this.
The other stuff you mentioned is so low, even in the data. It's so low. The risk of these things is so
surrounding
low.
error, and I'm not taking it away.
You're right. The biggest risk is if you just do it and don't monitor protein and strength training, you lose a bunch of muscle. That's the risk.
100%.
That's the big risk that everybody's going to run into unless you approach it.
And most of these people that are taking it, they don't have any discipline, so they need trainers.
Yeah.
Like we tell them all the time. We launched an app to give them training, but I'm still like, please God, get a trainer.
Yeah.
Do something. You need an accountability buddy.
Yeah.
That's what you need. Everybody needs an accountability. I need an accountability buddy on the basic daily shit that I do. Like, Phil, did you get that meeting? Shit, I missed the meeting.
Yeah.
But you need someone to help you, along your pathway. It's not just having a person there to tell you what to do. It's just holding you accountable for doing what you said you were going to do. You obviously got fat and weren't in shape and all this other stuff. Now you have a cheat code. It is. Ozempic and Tirzepatide, these are all they're a cheat code, guaranteed insurance policy.
Yep.
But if you get a trainer on top of it,
the
trainer should give a good amount of nutritional data to you, right?
We've had a lot of success. We've had some great success so far, Phil, with people who've worked with our coaches, who've been on a GLP-1, who were able to come off the GLP-1,
create new disciplines
with a scaled down kind of process, develop new behaviors, new disciplines, new ways to approach when the hunger comes back. Dr. Seeds communicated this really well too. All the neural pathways that you had developed around certain behaviors, they start to weaken after you're on a GLP-1 for 6 months or a year because you're not strengthening them. We've had good success when people come off, and then the ones that are like, oh, I think I need to go back on, they go on a little bit and they come back off, which I think is great because I think the concept of having to stay on something forever, I think that turns off a lot of people. But I think if you do it right, this is the best tool I've ever seen as a trainer, ever. I've never seen a tool as effective as if I had this 15 years ago when I was training people.
Trent, I'm just kidding.
I'm trying to get people.
That's all we had back
kidding. I'm kidding.
Yes, that's good.
But
so you guys you and another company are the only ones kind of doing monthly membership?
There's a few that have come out over the time period from an end to end holistic. From an end to end, like literally from front to back, anything to do with health, anything to do with your body, your look, how you feel, how you show up every day. we're the only one that offers it end to end. There's a couple that come out and they offer a number of different products, but the good part is great. But then you still have to pay crazy money. So not only are you doing a membership, but now you're still charging stupid money for meds.
Yeah.
The reason why we did our membership is just to control OpEx.
Right.
And I lose money on the business. Like, people don't get this. They're like, you're printing cash. No, because I don't give a shit. I didn't build this business for money. I built it for a legacy. I built it to change people's lives. That's the difference. Is you've got people that are trying to make their money, make all this return of investment. I don't give a shit. There's nothing I want to buy. There's nothing I want to invest in. There's no North Star of a dollar figure. I'm like, if I just had this much money, I have enough money for me to be happy. And so now it's my time to give people the opportunity to literally unlock the best version of themselves. And so we are. The membership pieces, we're the best of the memberships. There's probably, by now, 10, 15 different companies. Of the bigs, Hone is really the only one that has a membership. And then you've got the ones that are just one product memberships.
Yeah.
Just GLP-1 membership or just testosterone. What do you got? Peter MD. You got all these other who they just suffer on quality of care. And maybe one day we do suffer on quality of care. And guess what? I will slam the pause button on the company because I can. Nobody can do that. Like, that's the difference. No one's willing. No one can lose money.
Yeah.
No one can lose money. And so
I shared a clip with these guys today. I was actually really surprised to hear this. I think it was on 60 Minutes with Peter Attia. And she did like a rapid fire thing with him. And she asked him.
Most overrated.
Yeah. Most overrated thing in the fitness space right now. And he said peptides. And
he roundabout it, though. Did you show him the rest of the clip?
So no. So what else?
He specifically, because I saw the same thing. The rest of the clip, I'm going to give a shout out to Peter.
Okay.
He said because it's research, you don't know where they're coming from. He goes, you need to get them from. So it's a manipulated clip.
So they cut the clip.
You need to get the whole clip.
Yeah.
It's a manipulated
Those
clip.
jerks.
Yeah, it's a manipulated
I was so
clip.
surprised. I shared with this guy because I was like, a lot of what Peter Attia says aligns with a lot of things that we talk about. And I was like, wow, I'm really surprised that he said
was
that's
specifically
He's 100% in on peptides.
Yeah.
He's 100%. He says peptides, and then he goes specifically research peptides.
Oh, but
and then he goes through and he goes, you don't know where they're coming from. They're not from a lab. They're not from here. They're not QC. So people manipulated that. I posted it on our own wall. And people didn't finish watching. And they're like, well, what the fuck? Why am I taking it? I immediately took it down because I'm like, shit, this is going to cause me a nightmare. And because people didn't want to watch. They're like, peptides. And then they just ended it and immediately sent us a support email.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, how dare you do that and put Peter and I'm like, oh God, these people don't want to watch the whole clip. Like there's 60 seconds up. You watched 8.
Yeah. Well, people have been chopping it like that. It's chopped to just him saying that.
Manipulation.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now
So
it all makes sense.
He's by the way, I love the guy. I think he's great. He's a wealth of knowledge. I just hate how he flip-flops, but that's also a good thing. He's one of the only doctors that come out.
He'll say, I changed my mind.
Strong on one product, and when he gets enough research, he'll change his mind.
I appreciate that.
And the level of respect that you have to have for somebody like that is hard because he goes hard. When he believes in something, he goes hard.
Yeah. I feel like we're like that.
Lane's like that. Lane's done that.
I think we will be staunch about something until the research comes out and we're proved otherwise. But we'll be the first ones to admit it, though, when it does. I mean, we were that way on EAAs. Remember how we were on EAAs?
Yep.
We talked a lot of shit about it for a very long time, and then was blown away by some of the research and studies and said, okay, it makes sense for this person in this situation. Like, I get it.
What do you guys think about like some of these new drugs that are coming? I say newer, right? The Somorelins, Tesamorelins, all that's been around for a while, but Sloop and Mot-C and all these other products that people are coming out with, which by the way, I just jumped on them right now. So before I get my
Sal's
feedback.
taking them all. Yeah. Sal's taking them all.
I take everything.
I have my the BPC and what's the replacement of that right now?
PDA.
PDA. I think between those and GLP-1, everything else pales in comparison, in my opinion. Yeah. And I've tried a lot of them, but I've been injured a lot of times, played sports and stuff like that, and I know what it's like to recover from an injury without BPC, and then with it's literally 50% of the recovery time. Like half. So if you're something that whatever injury you have, it should take 16 weeks, whatever, half the recovery time. That's miraculous to me.
I throw in I throw in Nandrolone all the time when we do this.
Yeah.
Nandrolone's a fantastic product.
And I would say thymosin beta with that, right? Also, so
Nandrolone's
thymosin beta.
Deca. So yeah.
Yeah.
Bodybuilder.
It's a 500% increase in collagen. It's the only one that has that type of in low doses. It's good. You still got a problem down here.
Yeah, we know how good all that stuff works. That's But as far as
the OG stuff,
we know how good all that stuff works.
Welcome
right?
to the OG network.
But from the peptide space, I've been most impressed with those. Those are the ones that I think, and we've tried a lot. Motzi, C-Max, tried he's messed with everything.
I think Sloop's interesting. I've seen the reviews, and some people rave about it. I tried Sloop.
I tried it.
Won't say who recommended it to me or the dose they recommended, but let's just say it's a buddy of mine that gets a little overzealous. I was taking such a crazy. I didn't know it was a crazy dose, but he's like, no, try this, you'll love it. Couldn't sleep. I felt terrible. It was like too much. Yeah. So I haven't touched it since. Motzi, amazing. I felt so good. And some people take it and they don't notice anything.
I just had our docs build a protocol on Motzi, and I'm like, all right, guys, build a protocol on Motzi. They come back to me in like 3 hours, fully done. And I'm like, really? And he goes, Phil, there was more research that we found on Motzi than some of the stuff that we've had around for forever. He goes, because we pulled 15 studies in a matter of 20 minutes. We fully protocoled it out. We got it built. And I'm like, there's no way. And he goes, this is amazing.
It's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorites. I took it, and I just had this incredible difference in energy and well-being. I know Justin had a good experience from it.
It's good energy.
You take glutathione?
Glutathione I'll use occasionally. You know when I use glutathione? I'll use injectable glutathione if I drink. Then I'll use it, or if I'm getting sick. Then I'll use it.
Same.
My wife has a really bad reaction from alcohol. See, if she drinks, sometimes she'll wake up in the middle of the night, sweat, won't feel good. If I give her glutathione, then that doesn't happen to her. So that's the other one.
Glutathione, NAD are solid, especially for situations like that.
NAD, so NAD, we've got a little under 100 meds, and NAD represents almost 40% of the entire company's revenue.
Wow,
really?
I told
how much.
I told these guys we've done everything from the patch, the IV, all the stuff, liposomal, whatever. And I went through something I shared on the show a couple of months back where I came off of kratom. I had a kratom addiction, came off of it, had some of the worst opiate withdrawals I've ever had in my life, and went and got a NAD drip. And it was like crazy what a difference I felt like. And that was what sold me. Like I'd already messed with it enough times, like, oh, I think I feel a little bit better. Crash your body and your health really, really bad, and then take it, and you can feel a night and day difference. That was enough for me to be sold on, like, okay, this is definitely working, especially in a situation like that. So I'm sold on NAD. I use glutathione. So there's a lot of them out there. I think there's a lot though that like I didn't feel much from tesamorelin. Ibutamoren, felt the appetite increase, and I felt my sleep. So I did like that. So I
combined the BPC and thymosin beta or TB500, and that's like amazing.
Oh yeah,
you get performance enhancement effects from that. At least I do in the gym. So that's a good
recovery.
Yes, the Wolverine stack. That's
amazing. I think all the GHRPs have been fantastic. I just think you got to get the right dose, right? Samorelin, tesamorelin, impamorelin, CJC impamorelin. I think probably the best one because you think 500 synergistic effect.
Part of me feels like I'm jaded because I've taken regular human growth,
real growth
for a long time. So, if you compare to that, I feel like it's hard.
I mean, you're talking about a scooter and a crotch rocket.
Okay. So that's,
these are.
So that's probably why I feel that way about it, because I'm just like, no.
There's nothing like that. I think that, but I also think that like there's little things that you can do, like with certain peptides, even with testosterone, basic stuff. Like people, they're on cypionate their whole life, and I was like, have you tried Triblend? Have you done like propionate and anthonate and cypionate together? And they're like, what's that? And you're like, it's really good on the days you inject. And like just doing different things. That's what we've been playing with.
Oh, so you guys will sell those?
Oh yeah, we have every one of them.
Wow, interesting.
And we've got them separated. We've got them connected. We've got them together.
A lot of people don't know this either. The ester will actually lower the amount of testosterone that's available. So like testosterone propionate at 100 milligrams is more than 100 milligrams at enanthate because some of it's locked up.
And what's crazier is you got these clinics that are doing one injection a week. I think that's criminal.
Yeah, that's
what's wrong. And then they're like, listen, first of all, minimum twice a week.
Yeah.
Minimum. I don't care what anybody. I've got enough labs because there's a lot of people that are smart. They've got a lot of knowledge, a lot of studying. I've got applied knowledge. It's completely different. I get to see the labs on a daily basis. I get to watch humans. Like a Monday, Thursday is absolutely fantastic, right? Just because you get a more of a baseline, and then you do 3 different esters, and then so now you get a really cool little map on that. And I'm lucky enough I can take my labs on a daily basis if I wanted to, or weekly basis. And so then you've got other cool things that we've also introduced is we now mix the anastrozole in with the testosterone oil. Because I got tired of the men. Men are dumb. We're just stupid. We're ego. We're forget. You get your testosterone shot, you're gone. You're like, I forgot. Wow, I forgot. What happened?
So you're putting it in the testosterone?
Yeah. So we mix it within the oils. We put the Arimidex inside of the oil.
Oh, interesting.
Well, that's kind of smart.
That way you don't forget it. And so I got tired of the support emails and calls, and they're like, hey, my nipples hurt. And I'm like, listen, did you? He's like, oh, I forgot. So now we just removed all of that.
Smart.
And you put 0.25 or 0.5 in with the oils. That way when they get their shot,
that's smart.
It automatically hits the body. Wow, and then I ran a ton of studies recently on oxandrolone because we got everybody just hits us up every day for this.
Yeah, that's Anavar.
Yeah, Anavar. And so like the guy's like, yeah, I want 50 milligrams. I was like, you realize if you took like 10 in the morning, 10 at night, that would crush 50 in the morning?
Wow.
And so when you watch it on the graph and you see the levels and you see like the experience, like this, the little tiny things that we do that is different from some of these other companies. Same thing with our injury recovery protocols, adding nandrolone and BPC. Like these are great products, but when you pair them and you stack them together, like the synergistic effects. Is like
well, just to echo what you're saying, I've been getting my testosterone through a clinic for, like I said, over a decade now, and I've had now 3-4 different doctors that have done it, and they all were on the 1 shot a week thing for me. And I also I don't know what the term is, but like my body, so I would spike really hard. By day 7, I was like below what I was 200 and something. Yeah. And so then they moved it to like a little bit higher dose, still same problem. Then they went to day 6, still a problem. So it ended up being like every 4 to 5 days is what I need to keep that from that huge crash. And so
the natural pulsatile release of the body is every 3.5 days. Okay. That's the natural pulsatile release of the body. And so if you can stick close to that, you'll keep a lot better effect. And then you won't get the big estrogen spikes.
Some people are going sub-Q. Or doing testosterone sub-Q.
I've heard a lot about this. My brain can't get around it.
Yeah,
I just can't pull the oil for 3.5 hours sitting there like watching this go into the damn needle. I'm just like just sitting there. I feel like a Jeopardy song needs to come on. Just sitting there waiting for the oil to come in.
All right, so Phil, I'm going to ask you 9 rapid fire questions. You're just going to give me the best peptide for each of them.
Say it again.
Are you going to give me the best peptides or whatever for each of the things that I?
All right, I'll give you your best.
It's got to be. It's not a conversation. Just boom.
All right.
You ready? Gut healing.
BPC PDA.
All right. Joint pain and inflammation.
Probably same. Adding glutathione.
All right. Fat loss.
Tirzepatide.
Muscle recovery.
Muscle strength recovery. Muscle recovery, I'd probably go CJC, Impamorelin for best effects.
Sleep quality.
Sleep Dissip.
Anxiety and stress.
A good woman.
You guys sell those too? Skin, hair, anti-aging.
Skin, hair, and anti-aging. GHKCU, you guys could do the glow stacks, but GHKCU is great for skin, hair.
All right. Libido.
You got PT141, and we also brought a new drug to market, which we'll talk. I want to definitely get to that, but blood pump.
Okay. Brain focus and cognition.
Brain focus and cognition. Let's see. What's that going through? I like NADs. That's obviously coenzyme, brain focus.
You guys do CMAX?
5-amino 1-MQ. I like CMAX, Cell-Ank. I like SS31. There's a ton of stuff there.
And then injury repair.
By far, PDA, TB500, and then stack it with some nandrolone and some testosterone on top of it.
Oh, that'll do it. Well, bro, this has been a good time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the show. It's a lot of fun. I appreciate someone like you in the space, and we'll see what happens.
This has been fun, man. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, I know you liked that episode. If you did, check this one out. So let's say you decide to do 100 squats every single day. What happens to your body? Some pretty cool stuff. Let's talk about this.
You get stronger.
If somebody, thanks, you give away the first one for sure. Damn. Actually, a lot of people, it sounds obvious, but then you have a lot of people like, oh, you can't do that every day type of deal. You have to do them the right way, right? I think 100 squats all at once is probably not a good idea, but spread out throughout the entire day, you for sure will get stronger.
You can easily overtrain if you